There are tons of super smart people who get paid zillions of dollars to try to predict the future, and they suck at it. I'm talking about, for example, all the Wall Street quote-unquote experts who were totally blindsided by the 2008 financial crisis, who said that housing prices are never going to go down. I'm also talking about all the intelligence analysts who work for the Pentagon and for the NSA and et cetera, who didn't see 9/11 coming, even though there were tons of signs. You get the picture. Almost all expert predictions about complex social science stuff have failed miserably and look really stupid 10 to 20 years after they're made. But every now and then someone comes along and makes predictions that turn out to be totally spot on. And one of those people is John Brunner, the author of Stand on Zanzibar. Stand on Zanzibar correctly predicted the rise of school shootings, the legalization of marijuana, the decline of tobacco use in polite society, neocolonialism in Africa, skyrocketing housing costs, skyrocketing inflation, the new poverty that we see today where people have enough money but stuff just costs so much that they can't afford anything, the collapse of Detroit, the European Union, China becoming the US's #1 enemy, and there's even a black president, although not the black president of America, but there's a black president called Abomi. Why is it that this random-ass science fiction novel from 1968 was so spot on about all these things? Well, I think part of the answer is that the author got lucky, but also part of the answer is that the author, John Brunner, knows social sciences really well. He understands exactly how the human mind works. So for example, take school shootings. So in Stand on Zanzibar, there are these guys who go amok and they go around killing lots and lots of random people. And how did John Brunner know that that could happen? Well, because when people are treated with a lot of disrespect, as they are in Stand in Zanzibar, sometimes they go crazy just so they feel important. John Brunner creates a mouthpiece character called Chad Mulligan, who he describes as a sociologist with a whole bunch of university degrees that he doesn't really like or care about. And he just shoots from the hip, right? He's a guy who cuts through the bullshit, says what's on his mind, and tells people, hey, this is how humans really work. This is how human societies really work. The main theme of this book is that human beings aren't good enough, and if you want to fix society, then you have to fix human beings. Which is exactly what the world in Stand on Zanzibar is trying to do. Pretty much every country in the world has all these laws about who is allowed to have kids, who's not allowed to have kids, based on whether you have a genetic disorder or something. One of the two subplots of the book is about a scientist in the fictional Southeast Asian country of Yucatan who invents a way to create a genetically perfect human embryo and embed it into a woman. So for example, you could design a kid who was smarter, stronger, more handsome than you, etc. The other subplot of the book is about the fictional country Beninia, which is like the Switzerland of Africa. All of its neighbors are at war with one another over race and territory and class and all these other things. And meanwhile, Beninia is super peaceful, there hasn't been a murder there in 15 years, and people are wondering, like, how the hell did they do it? At the end of the book, Chad Mulligan goes to Beninia, and he discovers that everybody in Beninia has this gene that makes them secrete this pheromone that makes other people around them less aggressive. So they're not violent, and that's why they don't have any murders. Basically, by making humans non-violent, they were able to make paradise on Earth. So how would you make better humans, right? Well, obviously, eugenics is out because it has a bunch of ethical issues. Designer babies are a better idea, but we don't really have the technology, and they still have a set of ethical issues of their own. You could try something like Neuralink, where you create a physical upgrade to the human brain and implant it in people's skull to make them smarter. But I think for right now we should be focusing on software approaches. We should be focusing on how can we take the human that already exists and teach them in a way that they become better. Probably the best way to get people to cooperate with one another and be nice to one another and not be mean to one another, etc., is through religion, right? Every super religious person you meet, they're always so nice, they're willing to give you the shirt off their back. And I think if we work on creating a better belief system, that is probably our best way to have better humans. Thanks for watching Theo's Book Club. If you're new around here, my name's Theo. I make short videos like this one going over the big ideas in the books that I read so that you can learn what I learned and so you can decide, do I want to read these books for myself? If you like this video, I hope you'll leave a thumbs up. That tells YouTube, hey, this is a good video, we should share it with more people. You're also welcome to leave a comment if you were struck by any profound insights while watching this video, if you have any big ideas, if you want to correct me on anything. Don't be shy, I read all of them, I respond to many of them. And then finally, if you would like to see my smiling face more often, then please hit the subscribe button. Anyways, have a great day, and until next time, be just a little bit kinder to the people around you.